So, how fucked up were you at Reading when you played those sessions? Because it was total chaos. It was fucking excellent, I thought.
I had a good buzz going, but I wasn't really fucked up.
Yeah.
I had a nice little buzz going, but then once I got on stage and looked at how massive everything was, it just sort of like sobered up. Like, boing!
You look like you're having loads of fun anyway.
Yeah, it was great fun.
Have you played festivals like that before? First time? Or is it really nerve-wracking?
I was pretty.
You know,
I was really relaxed.
I
I don't know why.
was really nervous at first. I mean, I woke up that morning really early. Like, my fear of playing in front of so many people woke me up.
Yeah.
I woke up like, oh my god, we're going to play in front of, 20,000 people today, Jesus. And then, but then after like the first two songs, everything was alright.
That's cool. Did you think the festival was good overall? Did you enjoy it overall?
Yeah.
Excellent. We were only there for the first day. We had to leave.
Yeah. But that night after we played, after Sonic Youth played, all our friends were there. Babes in Toyland and Mudhoney and Paul. Everyone was there, and so we all got drunk and had a great time.
No, it's fucking brilliant this year.
Yeah.
So how's it going with Geffen? Is everything going really cool with that?
Just
Oh, great.
fine. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Have you had many sellout accusations yet with people signing some major label?
Yeah, no one's accused us. No one's actually come up to us and said, I hate you now.
Yeah, you signed to amazing.
Yeah.
Because some bands do get that.
Yeah, it's expected too.
Yeah.
I used to think the same thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
I think we've been a pop band even before we recorded the Bleach album. About a Girl is really the only pop song that ended up on the Bleach album, but we had written many like it before, so we've always liked pop music. We've always
And also, I think if
been the same band.
people who just bought the Bleach record, like say a couple of months ago, and they think, wow, this is great, and then they see that the new record's on a major label, they'll think, geez, there's such a big difference. What a bunch of sellouts. But I guess, it was 2 years? There's been a massive time.
Yeah, over 2 years now.
What made you choose Geffen?
Sonic Youth was on there, and we talked to a lot of different people at a lot of different labels, and it seemed like they really had it together for what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they really understood where we were coming from.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they've been signing a lot of good bands.
Yeah, they just did the fan club.
Mm.
And I hear they're chasing 9 Inch Nails. I hope that turns
I
out.
don't think they got them.
What, Geffen? Oh.
They didn't get them.
Our A&R man's
Yeah.
after them.
So I
That'd be
think,
great.
has things changed a lot for the band since you signed to a major?
Not
Or is it still fairly
necessarily.
the same?
Not necessarily.
We are like more relaxed with what we can do now. We don't have to like worry about our record company.
We got a manager finally,
Yeah.
and so the manager deals with all the business.
So you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff.
Right. I mean, he still keeps in contact with us every day, and we make the decisions.
Mm.
But he gets
It's
his
nice
hands
that
dirty.
he has to take all the phone calls and tell people to fuck off.
Yeah. Do you find people have treated you slightly differently since you're on a major label? Just people in the business and stuff like that.
We got a really nice caterer while we were in Germany. Other than that,
Excellent food in Germany.
So when does the album get released?
September 23rd.
Yeah. What kind of reaction are you expecting from it?
I don't know what to say, really.
hopefully a good one.
Yeah.
We've read a few reviews of the single, and they're more than positive.
Yeah.
Better than I expected.
Yeah. I think since the Sliver single anyway, people are going to kind of expect what kind of stuff's going to be on there. So
Yeah,
it's not going to be like some kind of huge surprise.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we've been
Warm people up.
warning
anyway.
people in
Yeah.
every interview we've done for the last 2 years.
Mm. So how much time did you spend on the album? Just productions, brilliant, basically.
We spent about 3 weeks.
Mm. Who produced it?
Butch Big.
Yeah. Were you all pleased with the production overall?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah, it's a good mixture of commercial accessibility and still
Kind
steam
of like this.
grunge.
classic's got to be Territorial Pissings. I think that's fucking excellent.
You like that?
That's one of our favorite songs.
I didn't think you were going to do that one live, but when you played it, it was really insane. So, when are you going to do a tour over there?
Coming back in November.
Yeah.
We're gonna go all the way down like Italy and Austria. About a month. We're gonna go back to the United States and a week and a half in the United States for about 5 weeks, and the day the tour is over, the day after the tour is over, we fly over here. So keep cranking.
I suppose that's probably going to be the big difference being on a major.
Going jet lag.
Be that everything is
Everything's so organized. We're actually working constantly.
How tiring is it overall? Is it?
So far so good.
Yeah,
It gets pretty mad.
When we come here next time, I'm sure
Imagine
we'll
this
be
though.
ragged out.
We're ready to go home. We've been here for 2 weeks. We've got quadruple that amount of time to go, you know? Way more than that. Tenfold.
But you know,
And every day we're gonna have interviews. Jesus.
see, we've been playing live. We've been playing live shows for a while. With really good new material. I mean, we've been playing new material, but not out. So we've been playing these new songs that we're really excited about, and people's reactions are just kind of a little reserved because when you play a new song to somebody, they just kind of listen to it.
They don't know it.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you go into a song, everyone knows it's like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely spice things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the new songs have been going down really well so far, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Teen Spirit, especially. It smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Seems like it's got that beat.
I mean, quite a few, I think, people that I've played the album to and the people that have heard the album have just said, there's such a buzz about it at the moment, everyone's just going on about it, so it should, when it finally gets out, it should be fucking explosive. So, have you got plans for a follow-up or anything yet? I mean,
Record?
New
We've got
songs
some songs.
Yeah, we have some
We kind of got some ideas on what we want to do.
We're thinking of recording a few songs, going back into Reciprocal and recording on the same equipment that we recorded Bleach on for a few songs. And it'll be very different than this one.
In what way?
In both of the extremes, as far as being mellow and being heavy and abrasive. It'll be like there's no middle ground. So far, that's the way the songs have turned out.
What kind of stuff do you prefer doing? Is there any particular style you prefer?
I like doing all of it. I mean, the more abrasive stuff is sometimes can be more boring because we've been doing it for 4 years. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop. It's just that we're going to experiment with it more. I don't know. Like some of the songs will sound like the Raincoats, and some of them will sound like Big Black.
How do you feel about the way that the press is finally waking up to all this kind of stuff?
It's great.
Now that these bands are starting to get major deals and things like that, they seem to be opening their eyes a bit more.
It's good for the public to be exposed to some, because I think the music is valid music, really high quality, really valid music. Compared to a lot of stuff that you used to see in the magazines, it's kind of popular.
Corporate rock stuff.
Yeah. So if someone's going to go out and buy a record, I think they're going to really get their money's worth. Really get something out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of the old redundant stuff. A lot of
The stuff seems to be dying out.
are happy that we're getting a lot of exposure and stuff. And hopefully our record will get out there and people listen to it. And we can just spread the gospel about all the
When I was
cool bands.
when I was 15, I would have loved to have read about any kind of underground bands.
Do you have have you had like kids coming up to you for autographs and things like that?
Yeah.
Being treated like rock stars. How do you react to that?
Now. At first we were floored by it. We couldn't believe that people, supposedly punk rock people, wanted autographs.
Yeah.
It seems like the underground has completely reversed itself. There's still a lot of good, vital things going on in it, but the rock star part of it, I don't necessarily think it can simply be thought of as we're rock stars and they want our autographs. It's just that they appreciate our music so much that they want something extra.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
They just want to. It's an excuse to come up and talk to us also.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah,
I
definitely.
just assume I would rather just talk to somebody than give them an autograph.
Yeah.
So usually when I do give autographs, I usually just like take the pen and put an X on their program paper.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, is it? I would thought it'd be mainly like more metal kids that come up and do that kind of stuff.
It's hard to even tell. It's hard to tell the difference between punks and metal kids anymore at our shows, especially in the States, because it seems like there's this new breed of people who just naturally like both of the styles, and a lot of them have a lot of them dress like Mudhoney and have middle-length hair, and they just like rock and roll, and they don't even care to be classified anymore. So it's like it's a mixture of the rock star and the punk rock thing at the same time, and it's not as boring as the crossover thing.
Yeah. So you're gonna stick as a three-piece band, or is there? Got any thoughts of getting a second guitarist or anything like that?
We've been talking about it lately.
Yeah.
There's no way we would get another guitarist for the band unless we were 100% positive that it would work out. It would have to be someone that has an original guitar style. I couldn't think of any musician in any band right now who I'd want to play with. So we'll just have to come across. We're not going to seek out anyone. If we just happen to come across someone, we might consider it. But we weren't a four-piece when we recorded the Bleach album. We told you that probably. So
So
it's a three-piece, but you're pretty limited that way. It's hard for me to concentrate on singing and
playing guitar and having fun and rocking out and So was it you that threw yourself on the kit at Reading?
Yeah.
So all I saw was these two. I looked away and suddenly there was these 2 feet poking in the air. That was fucking. I mean, when you play, do you do that kind of stuff? It seems like recently watching bands that are doing that kind of stuff and trashing equipment and just being stupid is getting like much more popular with bands, which is good, I think.
Yeah.
Mudhoney played the Astoria, so like totally packed Astoria, and just pissed around for about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good time. I think it's a natural thing too. It's really natural for rock bands to just throw their equipment around, fall down.
Yeah. There seems to be something about the Seattle band. So what do you think it is about Seattle that's brought on so many of these bands? I mean, it's so many bands in one area, and so many things going on in that one area. What was it that happened there that made it all sort of like explode at one time?
I don't know. Maybe
I think for a long time, in the back of everyone's minds while they were pretending to be punk rockers, they all liked Aerosmith and Alice Cooper, but it wasn't cool or hip to admit that. And then all of a sudden, the Melvins and Soundgarden started playing this slow, heavy stuff, and it sounded a lot like, well, similar to Black Sabbath and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then everyone said, okay, it's cool now. I can finally admit it. It wasn't it wasn't something that everyone just jumped on, and it wasn't like a trend at all. It was just something that was taboo that no one talked about until someone finally did it, and then everyone went, we're free.
Yeah. So I mean, how far do you want to take the band? Do you see it like like top 40 single band and
it doesn't matter.
A huge thing?
It doesn't matter. I don't really like playing on really huge stages where there's a barrier dividing you and the audience feet from each other. That's not very fun.
But I mean, that's going to be inevitable in time, isn't it? If the band gets huge, because most of the places you're going to have to play.
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to think of something like
we'll do 2 weeks at the Sir George Robey.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
kind of
that'd
thing.
be
That's
nice.
the cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way to
I'm
do it,
sure
I
we
think.
do that a lot. We do stuff like that, but when we do play the larger venues, we'll have to work out some kind of agreement with the security and the venue to take away the barrier or at least move it in closer so we can be closer. Because I have to jump into the audience at least every other show, and if I can't even jump 20 feet over the top of the head, over the top of a security guy, you know, what's the point?
Could you have cleared that at the Reading Festival?
I was. How big was that? 'Cause you can't, when you're, you can't really see how big that pit is. I mean,
There's a whole like
Plus the stage is like
20
what,
feet
15 feet
down,
high or
and
something.
then there was like a little press walk.
So I jumped down to the press part, and then I was this far away. I was about a foot away from everyone, and I tried to jump up into the crowd, but they were so violent that they just grabbed onto my guitar, my hair, my arms, and just started
isn't that kind of
pulling
stuff
on
pretty
me.
scary? I mean,
Yeah, because I didn't understand. I mean, I'm only just the fucking guitar player, you know, why rip me apart? I just want to jump on top of you, you know? No, the only thing that annoys me about it is that they don't have any respect for my effects pedals. They always jump onto the effects pedals and rip my guitar out.
Yeah,
there's no sense in having a rock show.
Yeah, well, you
There's
can't
seats.
even enjoy
You
yourself.
can't even smoke. That's the way it is at this venue called the Moore Theater in Seattle. The bouncers are Nazis. You can't even have fun. You can barely move without a bouncer running you out and beating you up.
Yeah.
Just puts a damper on the whole evening, so we're never going to play that place
Yeah,
again.
it used to be a bit like that in Astoria. We used to have a bit of a bounce problem. Do you have your own security at all?
No, we don't. But you do have the opportunity at times to hire
That'd be a good idea.
or to hire people, and yeah, you can do that. I think that's what Mudhoney did last time we played with them here at Astoria.
Yeah, I think they had their own security when they played here recently as well, because the security were actually helping people over the barrier to dive, but like controlling the stage, didn't run all over the stage and stomp up and down on the effects pedals.
Yeah.
But you know what was amazing? The first time I'd ever seen this, when we played at the Pugelpap Festival in Belgium, there was the barrier. There's probably like 20,000 people there. There's the barrier, and then just, maybe like 20 or 30 security guards standing by the barrier. And I was thinking, God, if someone was to come over the barrier, they'd just get mauled. But, they had to pull people over the barrier because people were being crushed, and someone would just raise their hand up, like, pull me out, because they're crushed and it's so hot. And like two guys would just pull them out.
Or then they'd pass somebody passed out, and these medics or they'd grab them, put them on a stretcher.
Yeah.
I mean, now I can see how
Ambulance.
kids were being, killed at whatever, the Donning Festival or something.
Yeah, honestly.
If you were to pass out, you just suffocate.
Yeah, that was during Guns N' Roses set. Those two kids died. It was just a total crush. They're
Really?
Yeah, it was really horrible.
Could you imagine dying for Guns N' Roses?
What a waste.
What a waste.
It
Yeah.
was just taking this for something. Fucking hell.
Yeah, those guys probably didn't even
Stop
send the
playing.
family flowers or anything. Like when the Who, when where was
11
that?
people died in Cincinnati in 1979.
The Who concert. Those guys were really affected by that.
Yeah.
They felt terrible.
I mean, Guns N' Roses put so much hassle everywhere they go. It's kind of cool. I mean, they were banned from. They played at Wembley Stadium on Saturday, and they were banned for swearing on stage. They're never going to be allowed to play there again. Apparently,
Swearing.
no, it's true. The London Council sent them this letter, or someone did, saying if you swear on stage, and apparently the band signed all these contracts and they wouldn't swear, and Axl walked on stage with his contract going, all this kind of stuff, and that kind of stuff.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There are a few rebellious rock and roll qualities Guns N' Roses have that I kind of like.
Do you ever see yourselves playing with bands like that at all?
Yeah. We're thinking about going on tour with Guns N' Roses for a couple of weeks, just for the hell of it, because it'd be a ridiculous thing. It's just so funny. If you have the chance, go for it. It's not a career move necessarily. It's just it'd be funny. We'd never have to worry about meeting the band or anything, because they never hang around with each other anyhow. Yeah. It would just be kind of a thrill to play in front of that many people. It'd be like a joke.
And also their reaction as well.
Yeah.
To having a band like that, when they'd be expecting your normal, safe rock band, and then they get their head thrown off. So I mean, this single that's coming out of the album, is this the only one you're going to release, or are you going to release a couple more and try?
We'll have a couple.
You're going to go for a hit single and see what happens.
Well,
I don't know if that's the intention.
We're planning on releasing 3 singles and 3 videos this year.
Yeah, I was going to ask about videos. What kind of ideas have you got? You're going to just do a straight sort of like performance video or something a bit different?
Well, we just finished our first video for Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now it came in American format, so they have to transfer it today. We'll see it tomorrow. But it was kind of typical. It was a pep assembly theme. We invited a few hundred people to come down, fans, sit in bleachers and watch us, and we filmed them watching us, and we were playing, and we had 4 cheerleaders of Anarchy A's on their sweaters, and they were trying to rile up the pep assembly kids, and then the pep assembly people started dancing and falling on top of each other, and they eventually just mob us and knock us over, and we start dancing together.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Okay, that's alright. That's plenty there.